Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. This is Chit Chat Pod, and we are back this week with another episode talking about is casual dating causing casualties. So we want to take this opportunity to kind of piggyback off our conversation last week when we was diving into relationships and what are we seeking in those relationships. So today our conversation is going to piggyback off of what we're seeking, and we're going to be discussing and chatting about is casual dating causing casualties. So when we're talking about is casual dating causing casualties, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what is going on? Why are there so many relationships are doomed from the start? Like before it even gets started, like it's doomed because we got casual dating is like casual dating situationships is like on the rise. It has become the total norm now. So people are going away from intentional dating and starting creating these situationships in casual dating. So I need you guys to come in and chat with us. We're going to talk about is casual dating causing casualties? Come on. I know you guys have had some situations. I know you guys probably have experienced some things, been ghosted, you fumbled or somebody has fumbled you, or whatever the situation is. So let's chat about it. That's what we do here at Chit Chat Podcast. We chat all things women. So check in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and discuss our casual dating causing casualties. And I think that's it's good to have because we leading off of the conversations we started last week. What are you seeking in relationships? And we was talking about some of the things people are creating. We was talking about how the dating pool has pee in it. So people are always complaining about there's not enough quality men or women out there. So people are, they're discouraged about dating. They're discouraged about getting out there, especially if it's after a divorce, if it's after a failed relationship or whatever. People are like not trying to put themselves out there because they don't want to deal with these situations with dating anymore. So and now people are creating these situationships, and casual dating is becoming so much of the norm that people are not dating with the intentions of long-term or marriage or for commitment for marriage. So we want to chat about that today. Hey, Jada. Hey, Jada Greer. Thank you for checking in with us. So, Jada, we're talking about is casual dating causing casualties. So are people out there fumbling and causing casualties, trying to be out here casual dating without intentions, dating without commitments, dating out here, without boundaries, just, having these situationships, playing games. So, what have you experienced, Miss Jada? What have you experienced in your dating situations? She said, yes, they are. Yes. Look, and it don't matter how old you are when you're dating. I mean, I'm older and dating, and you still deal with the dating situations. I mean, whether they're grown men, young men, old men, whatever, if people don't have the right intentions or communication is not being had on what are the intentions or what people are communicating, what they expect, the requirements or whatever they're seeking. If that's not had in the beginning, yeah, it's going to be doomed from the start. You're going to have casualties. You're going to be out here casual dating, having casualties. Just, put people in body bags, because at the end of the day, it's doomed from the start. We're out here just going with the flow, and there's a lot of people who are those type people. They like to go with the flow. I'm not a go with the flow kind of person. I need organization. I need strategic plans, things. We got to discuss some stuff. So I'm just not the go with the flow kind of person. We're gonna have to talk about some stuff. Hey, hey, Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, Peaches Facts. A lot of people don't want to commit. And that's the truth. When we're talking about, casual situationships and casual dating, people ain't trying to commit. People want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, without being accountable for anything or to anyone. And some people are making it easy for that to happen. Oh yeah, we just, we're in this situationship. We don't know what to call it because some people are afraid to have those conversations, those necessary conversations. But we got to talk. We got to sit down and have this conversation. It's necessary for me. I can't go with the flow. I ain't trying to figure nothing out. I'm not trying to be, trying to be guessing where I am, where I stand, who I am, what I am to you. No, we need to have those conversations. And so, and I think that's why when we're saying casual dating is causing casualties, that's what's happening. People are not having those necessary conversations. They're not creating boundaries. They're not speaking out what they like, what they expect. Expectations are important. Whether and let me not casual dating. If that's your thing, and if that's the stage you're in and you want to do casual dating, by all means, do your thing. But all I'm just saying is, casual dating has become so casual now that people don't have the intent to be in a relationship, to be committed or have commitments in a relationship. And it makes it so hard for those who are out there really seeking for that long term or that commitment or that end goal of being married, having that long term commitment of marriage or whatever, because it's so open now. It's so open. Situationships, casual dating, all that. I ain't trying be a casual to casual dating. I'm not trying to be go with the flow. If that's the stage and era that some people are in, more power to you guys. Everybody can't do it, and I'm one of those. Everybody, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to know what we're focusing on. What's the plan? But there's things that people deal with and go through their phases. Some people are coming out of relationships or coming out of marriages, and so casual dating is the thing to kind of get them back out there, get their feet wet, getting them back out there. They're focusing on their career. They're not ready for commitment, and I understand that. If that's your thing and you're dating people who can honor that and respect that, by all means, do what you guys can do when it comes to in your world. But I can't do the casual thing because you leave that door open for so many things. And if you're not having those conversations, if you're not putting expectations out there or whatever, then it's like, look, you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and then who knows where this about to go, and who knows who else is part of our flow. Can't do that. Miss T said, "Amen to that." Yes, sis. Like, whew, that's a lot. Now it looks like it's coming back. Let's see it right here. Okay. All right. I don't know what is going on with our internet, but I am back. And if you guys are still on with us, I appreciate it because I'm trying to make sure that the lighting. Give me one quick second, guys. One quick second. Here, plug it in that one. Plug it in that right here. Plug it in that. Plug it and plug it in there. All right. I got light. I am back. I'm back. All right. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. We had some technical difficulty. This is 2 weeks in a row. We got to get that worked on. But anywho, but I was saying that, that's the thing. Some people are choosing the casual dating because they're devoid of romance and commitment. So they don't want the long-term thing. They okay, not having those serious conversations and not having a commitment to anybody or whatever. And some of those situationships and those casual dating go on for years. People are actually in relationship for years, um, and and they're okay with it. But if that's their thing, I look, more power to people. But when you enter situationships and dating, and you have those options where there's things that are non-platonic or whatever, communication is always important. It's key for any relationship, to even include casual relationships. If you're not communicating what is what it is, who I am, who you are, what we are, that kind of stuff, it's gonna always be some kind of confusion. Whether you in a long-term relationship, you in a situationship or whatever, communication always key. We need to be on the same page regardless, So I know that most casual dating is I was reading an article said how casual dating is taking the hey Yolanda, how casual dating is taking over intentional dating, because people don't like to be invested. So they like to have the opportunity to say, like, I don't want to be invested in this person or in this situation. So they leave. They come out of something, or they enter these situationships, and they're like um, trying not to you know be committed or be um, with one woman or one man, and that's crazy. Because I need you. I'm not trying to be in something totally different. We going what we about to do? Because at the end of the day, casual. When you say casual dating, that can mean anything. Like, if I'm casual dating you, I'm dating you and whoever else you dealing with. That's how I see it. So, it's not just me dating you. When I'm casual, if we're out here casual dating, it's a community. I'm dating you and whoever else you dealing with, as vice versa. You dating me and whoever else I'm dealing with. And then let's not even get into the part where it can get like, talking about intimacy and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it gets really serious. You know, casual can't be too casual, because sometimes people will cross that line, and then you're doing, intimacy things, and then you're intimate with a casual person who's also casual. So y'all all out there casual with you and Lottie Dottie and everybody. So and that's how sometimes casual dating can cause casualties, because people aren't there being reckless with it. I understand when people like, yeah, I got a roster, I'm doing my thing, I'm out here dating, I date who I want to date, and because I'm not ready to commit, or I understand that, and I respect that. I respect people who are honest about, I'm not ready to be in a committed relationship, I'm not ready to settle down, and all those things. However, I can't respect when it's casual dating and it's reckless. When you're out there being reckless and irresponsible, that's what I can't stand with casual dating, because that's causing casualties. It's causing unnecessary hurt to people. Because some people don't even know they're in a casual relationship. They think they're in a committed relationship or a relationship that's resulting in long term or commitment. And some people are out there casually dating and they're not on the same page. And because they're not communicating or having those necessary conversations with each other, you know, it caused casualties because now somebody's hurt. Now somebody's believing, something is what it is and it's not. And and it's causing a lot of hurt, a lot of anguish, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, all the unnecessary stuff. Well, all we got to do is open our mouths and have these necessary conversations. Give me the option, or give that person the option to know if they want to have a casual dating or a casual situation, and establish the rules. Like, what are y'all rules when people are casual dating? What are the rules? That's what I want to know. Are there established rules when you're casual dating? Like, do we call each other? What are y'all calling each other? This my friend, this my boo. What are the rules with casual dating? Because it's so casual now. I don't know if there's even any ground or established rules with it, because it has become such a norm. So, what are the rules with casual dating? If there are rules, are y'all dealing, those who are out there doing casual dating? What are some of your rules that you deal with? What are some of the things that you say? Are there deal breakers? There's things that you kind of avoid when it comes to romance and stuff. Like, nah, we ain't finna do no holding hands. We ain't finna do no PDA. We just strictly, go to dinner, catch a movie, whenever we're free, kind of thing. What are the rules with casual dating? I'm just curious to know, because there's so many problems with people having situationships and casual dating that people are coming out, totally want to get rid of or don't want to deal with dating at all, because they're dealing with the casualties of casual dating, and it doesn't have to be that way. If you're being intentional about what you're trying to do, if the expectations are being set in the beginning, and if you're having those necessary conversations as well. Casual dating does not have to cause casualties. You just got to be grown and mature about it. You got to understand what that person is looking for, what you're looking for. And then at the end of the day, when y'all have those conversations and you're not on the same page, hey, I can respect our differences. You go your way, I go mine, and at the end of the day, it was good to meet you, kind of thing. But we're not having these. We having people having heartbreak and heartache, and they totally want to give up on love and the possibility of having a long-term relationship or marriage, because they're dealing with the foolishness of people and out here dating and casual dating and putting people in situationships that they don't even know they're in. So we're just enjoying quality time until we establish we're moving further. It's nothing more. It's all about boundaries within yourself. Exactly. And long as those two people understand that, and that conversation has been had, I welcome it. I welcome it, because that's the thing that you have to do. As an adult, you have to have those necessary conversations. Otherwise, again, casual dating will be causing casualties if you do not. Um, when casual dating, I asked what were some of the rules. So when you're out there casual dating, Jada just gave one for herself. When you're out there casual dating, what are some of the rules and are deal breakers for you, that people are having when they're out there casual dating? I'm just curious to know, because it's so popular right now. Situationships and casual dating and all that. It's such a norm now. So, um, what are the rules? What are some of the rules for you guys? Are there established rules? Are there ground rules? Like, what are some of the rules for you guys? And with casual dating, do y'all introduce each other? Like, are y'all introducing each other to people? Like, if I was to see you out with somebody, and that's a person you out with on a casual date or whatever, are you introducing that person, or is it like casual dating? I'm just curious. I just need to know. I'm trying to understand, because it's so popular, guys. I really want to understand, like, what is it? What is it that that cause it to be such a norm now? Like, why is it so on the rise? Like, why are people giving up on love and marriage to be in these casual relationships and these, these situationships? Like, what is so popular about it? What is so open about it that, people are okay with it? you know and why is it, and those who are not okay with it, why is it causing so much casualty? Like, why is it causing so much heartbreak, so much heartache? Why people are giving up on the possibility of finding their person, or finding their true love, or finding their boo, their forever thing, their husband or their wife, because they're dealt with so much anguish and so much heartache and heartbreak in situationships and casual dating, that you know they don't have enough energy to put in to things when it comes to trying to be in a committed relationship. So, you know, I did see an article where it says intentional dating is greater than casual dating, and intentional dating requires investment. So, and of course, when you look at that and you hear that, you got to understand it, because casual dating, people ain't trying to invest in that. They want to be able to do what they want to do, and how they want to do it. So, if I'm out there intentionally dating somebody, it has already been spoken about. I would think that it's already been spoken about what the intent is, what we're seeking, what's the game plan, what it is that we're trying to do, long term, short term, whatever the goals are. So when you're looking at that, I can totally agree. Intentional dating will always be greater than casual dating, because it's investing. It's an investment. It's an investment. It's commitment. It's accountability. And when you're having casual dating, you don't have that. You don't have that investment, that intentional. You don't have the intentionality of somebody saying, "Yeah, but what happens when that does happen, though? When casual dating is a thing, but then you start to get feelings, like, you know um you know you start to develop feelings and you want more. So what happens then? Do is there ground rules for that? When, okay, we were just casually seeing each other, we was friends with benefits, or we was in a situationship, and now I like this person, or I really like her, I really like him. So what happens when that happens? Do you guys have that conversation, be like, hey, do we move on and move forward from this? Or what kind of questions, what kind of conversations do y'all have when it comes to that? Do you say, like, hey, I'm getting feelings, like, I want more now? What kind of conversations do you guys have? And I know that can probably be uncomfortable, especially if the two people are not on the same page. But of course it will work out well if both both people are feeling the same way. Those things are developing over time. That casual thing has kind of jumped up a couple notches, and now people, and you're feeling each other and looking at each other in a different way. And sometimes that probably can happen. People are starting out one way, and then they decide, hey, I'm really feeling this person. I want something a little bit more than what we've been doing casually. Jada said, I was in a situationship for 2 years, never again, because he just wanted the experience, not the commitment. My rules were too much for him. It was confusing and got my feelings hurt in the end when I realized I wasted time for that. And that's what I'm talking about. Casual dating causes casualties. You cannot get that time back. Now he speaks and says, I've changed his mindset on things because of how I treated him versus him casually dating people after me. Yeah, exactly. Said he didn't want to feel obligated to do anything. See, they're not, because casual dating, they don't feel obligated or invested. They don't feel like they have that commitment. And, I feel like they need to be committed. I put it all on the table, and now I'm married to a great guy. I love success stories like that. That's what you got to do. And especially if you're dating with intentions. Like if you're not out here just dating, going with the flow, there's some go with the flow kind of people. I ain't knocking you. I'm just not one of those go with the flow kind of people. I like to strategically plan. I need to know what we're doing, how we're doing, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. I need to know all the details. Be intentional and stand on big business. Absolutely, because there's too many people out there getting hurt, heartbreak, unnecessary, hurt because people are not being honest about what they want. And if you're being honest, give us an option or give that person an option to decide if they want to deal with that or not. you know, and don't be playing in people's face. They're, casual dating people on Fumble, great people, great potentials, for people to be, great spouses. And these people have been so burned from relationships and casual relationships and situationships where people not even in tune or focus on trying to even date with intentions anymore. People are just like, nah, you know, I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life. Like who does that? Like if that's your thing and that's what you want to do it. But don't let situationships or casual dating, because you guys didn't have the necessary conversations that you should have had, cause you to miss out on great potential in other people. Because at the end of the day, everybody ain't the same. Everybody ain't on the same playing field or whatever. And so you have to give grace when it comes to the opportunity of meeting people and having that conversation up front. Like my sis said, have that conversation up front. Put the business out there. Hey, I ain't into the casual thing. If that's your thing, I ain't trying to knock you. I wish you well, take care kind of thing. But if my intent is I'm looking for something long term with the potential of finding my mate for marriage kind of thing. And that's how I want to date. I'm not dating out here just to be out here going with the flow, doing what I want to do. I take, moving and dinner. That's basic stuff now. We need substance now. So casual date is not gonna give you that substance. It's gonna give you some of those bits and pieces of things that doesn't even piece together a relationship. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be questioning who you are, who you are to that person, what the situation is. How do I even introduce this person? How do I even introduce it? And are y'all introducing these casual relationships or casual people, folks, to your folks? How's that working? I just be want to know all the details about casual dating. Like, is it so casual? Are y'all like providing like family members like, hey, this is my friend, like what is it? Jade, I need your battery. I mean, like, so what is it? Because I need to know like how y'all playing these, dating games without having those unnecessary conversations. And then, if you're dating and you're a person with children, like, are you introducing these people to your kids? These casual dating people? Are y'all being introduced to kids or family members? Because that stuff is, I mean, it's getting serious out there. People out there doing some serious stuff with casual mates. So I'm just trying to see how the game rules, like what's the ground rules and the game rules in casual dating, and how you guys are maneuvering through it. Because you know I understand that it's causing some casualties, and rightfully so, because you know you some people don't get emotionally attached when they're casual dating. They leave it right there on the surface with things. So you end up getting people that are emotionally detached. They're not trying to connect with you on that kind of level. So and that's kind of hard to deal with when you're dealing with somebody, because then if you start developing something or something start developing on, on one end and not the other, or vice versa, then how do you deal with that? How are we communicating that with the partner? And to check and see, hey, are we on the same page? Or do you guys go ahead and cut that loose because one feel one way and one don't feel the other? So I mean, how's that? It's just so much to maneuver with casual dating, and so much to get through and understand. So it's one of those necessary things, like especially if you're just getting back out there in the dating world, coming after a divorce or a bad relationship, and you just like, I'm just going to go out there and and date, for a while, not trying to settle down, not trying to get serious with anybody. That's fine, because I think casual dating, can cultivate, the things that you're looking for in relationships, because then you can pick out things like, oh, I definitely don't want to deal with that in my mate or my relationship. I definitely don't want to handle a situation like this, or so I think sometimes when we're going through those phases like that, coming like out of a divorce or coming out of other situations or whatever, it causes us to cultivate things that prioritize what we expect, our expectations in a relationship, our expectation in what we're seeking for, like a marriage or whatever. uh Sherrod Cooper Sr. says casual dating is not a God-given commitment. Absolutely. We said that casual dating is not an investment. So if it's not an investment, you're not going to have that commitment. you know um you know Most casual dating is not intentional either. People are going with the flow kind of thing. They're not dating with intentions. They want to be able to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. And so that's why our topic today is talking about casual dating is causing casualties, because people are not having those necessary conversations. Some people are going into things blinded, not knowing that, this person is just out here casually dating me and I'm thinking I'm in a committed relationship with them. Or people just not having a conversation because it's uncomfortable. But you got to have those uncomfortable situations and conversations, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be put in a situation where you're the one facing the heartbreak or the heartache, or the unnecessary pain, while the other person out there living their best life, doing their thing, how they want to do it, ain't losing no sleep and doing it well. So, you just got to make sure that your focus is basically on the things that you need and what you require in and out of a relationship. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you, and you got to be intentional about you. If that's your thing, if you're in a phase to do the casual dating, and you're just coming out of something and you're like, I just want to date to get my feet wet and get back out there, okay, I'm not knocking it. But don't stay out there too long if your long-term intent is to basically get back out there, find your person, and to get married. Because I said for years, I got divorced in 2010. And I said for years, and I probably was speaking it in existence and didn't realize I was speaking it because I had said it for so long. No, I'm never going to get married again. Not after what I dealt with in a marriage. I was like, I'm never getting married again. And I said it for so long, and it's been since 2010, and I haven't got married again. And it's not because I haven't met great people who wanted to marry me or whatever. It's just the fact that in my mind, because I've said that, and I put myself in a situation to think about what that first marriage was like. And that was another thing I want to bring that up too. Um when we're in relationships, when you're casual dating, one of the things that you don't want to do, like, it's okay if you talk about things that you have experienced or whatever, um, but don't talk about the trauma with that person. Like, you can share that, oh, I've experienced a divorce, or I just came out of, I was in a long-term relationship or whatever. Those things are okay to chat and talk about when you're dating somebody. But when you talk the trauma and you share the trauma experience, those things are not good to share. You say that space with you and your therapist or whoever else that you're channeling that information to, because at the end of the day, you know, um, everybody can't accept the openness of things, and some people they look at it as a red flag too, and they're like, oh, nah, she still hurt or he still hurt from his last situation, and I ain't got time to be dealing with that. And people put you in a box or put you in a corner because, or friend zone you because they realize I'm not gonna that person's still dealing with they hurt from they last marriage or they last relationship or whatever. It's okay to share things that we've gone through, but not share our traumas. Trauma bonding is horrible for relationships. It tends to, you tend to either um, gravitate to those, who needs that rehabilitation, and it causes some casualties, or it tends to draw you to people who will prey on that, as looking you in a vulnerable, weak state of mind. And you don't want that either. So, but at the end of the day, I hope that if anybody is experiencing that or have experienced that, they're allowing their whole self to be healed and set free and gone through those things before they carry that baggage into something else. But casual relationships also runs away from commitment. Is mostly people who are hesitant about what they want and what they're seeking in relationships. Um, a lot of casual relationships are people who are dealing with the difficult of defining relationships. Like they don't know what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So if people are saying, well, what would make you be a good wife? If if somebody can't tell them what would make them be a good wife, she ain't even she ain't capable of trying to be in a committed relationship seeking marriage if she can't even project what she can be as a wife. So those kind of things, when you're trying to define relationships and define what and who you are and what you bring to the table, what you offer, those kind of things. Um, Casual relationships also um, are a relationship that don't have boundaries sometimes, you know. And it can work both ways. Sometimes they do have boundaries. Sometimes casual relationships are like, look, this is what it is and this is all it's going to be, and that's a boundary, respectfully. And sometimes there are no boundaries. There's no boundaries where it's like, um we don't go together. We ain't together, kind of thing. So I'm free to do what I want to do, you free to do what you want to do. So those are the no boundary situations, and sometimes it can wreak havoc. And then those, that have boundaries that say, hey, this is all it is and this is all it's ever going to be. And then lo and behold, one of the people in the relationship start catching feelings outside of this is all it's going to ever be. And then you find yourself going from, I want, we started out casual, now I want something more. But the boundary was set in the beginning and it said this is all it was going to ever be. And so how do you bounce, or how do you go from that? Hey, we established this as a casual thing, and now all of a sudden somebody don't caught feelings. And so and from the get-go they've established this is all it's going to ever be. So now you got to have that uncomfortable conversation because you allowed it to be one thing and now you've caught feelings or whatever, and that other person may not be on the same page. And if they do end up on the same page, wonderful, then y'all both are there. But if not, then you got to be able to you know find yourself in a position, do I walk away from this and go seek what I'm looking for now, or, do I chance, having this conversation and not knowing the outcome? So those are some things that you have to consider when you're talking about casual dating. Um, it says casual dating keeps you in relationships that does not lead to marriage. So a lot of times casual dating would keep you in long-term relationships that happen for years, and then y'all both be like, people be like, oh, y'all been together for 10 years, why y'all ain't got married yet? You know, and people be like, oh, we just been doing our thing. We had a conversation last week, when it was um, Janae, was it Janae Aiko? Janae Aiko and Sean Paul relationship. Big Sean relationship. And they've been in a relationship for 9 years. And someone had asked him, why is it that they have not married? And he said, because there's still a lot of work to do. So when I read that, it was alarming to me, because 9 years and you still got a lot of work to do, bruh. Um, but I'm just like, that's a lot of time. In 9 years, I expect you to have your stuff all the way together. I don't expect 9 years, year 9, and you still confused about us and our future, and not certain about us and our future. Not at year 9. I don't expect that at year 2. So at year 2 or 3, I expect you to know. Especially at my age, I expect you to know. So, but year 9, definitely. If you still confused at year 9, then bro, let me help you out. Um, I don't have to wait on your answer. I'll help you out, because at the end of the day, I mean, what is that? Casual dating. Just because. Oh, and it said, I had something that said, about it doesn't matter how long. I'm trying to find it. Mm, Gosh, I want to find that so badly. Said it was talking about how it doesn't matter how extended a casual dating relationship is, it still doesn't equate to long term or marriage. So you can be dealing with somebody in a casual dating situation or relationship for 5 plus years, and that still won't equate to you being in a marriage with that person or a committed relationship with that person, because at the end of the day, it was never established from the start as that. So now, year 5 is still that. So, if just like T said, you set that precedence in the beginning. You have that conversation in the beginning. You put the business out there in the beginning and chat about it and talk about that, because you don't want to have no confusion. You don't want to be causing these unnecessary casualties in casual relationships, because um, you're afraid to have this conversation, or you're afraid for commitment, or you're afraid to invest. But my whole thing is, I'd be confused at people, because if you've been with somebody for 5 years, that's an investment right there. You don't invested 5 years of your time. So why not invest in the whole relationship if you've already invested 5 years of time? It makes no sense. So, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to understand the casual dating thing, because it's causing too many casualties. People are being confused about things. People are having heartache or whatever about things that can be handled with a conversation, with a simple conversation. So, um, last but not least, it says, keeping casual relationships. I can't even read my writing here. Um, Keeping things casual sometimes will avoid people getting hurt, or having the conversations that they need to have with certain people. So a lot of people do it because they don't want to get hurt. So they'll be like, I don't want to get in a relationship because I'm scared I'm gonna get hurt. So they'll settle for a casual relationship because then there's no commitment, there's no investment in that. And then they find themselves not being attached to that because, it is what it is. And then, they can avoid the hurt or the heartache that way. It's a sad way to kind of deal with relationships now because we're looking at things, from broken lenses. Like I, I don't want to be hurt, but I kind of want to have companionship and be with somebody, but I don't want to deal with the necessary hurt. So I'm just going to settle for a casual relationship, as opposed to a committed relationship, because then I'm not worried about if I get hurt or not. Casual, we can just go on about our business. We're doing our own thing anyways. Nah. Mm-mm. Some of y'all got to be y'all can't settle for that. Just have those necessary conversations. These are my expectations. These are the things I am seeking. And when I'm seeking these things and expecting those things, if you cannot meet the bare minimum of these things, then I wish you well. I wish you well. But at the end of the day, don't ever lower your standards to say, I'll just settle for a casual relationship, just to have something, to not have nothing at all. We're not doing that. Not in 2024. Like, who does that? Life is too short to you know, we're requiring the bare minimum, and life is too short for us not to have the bare minimum expectations met. No, we're not doing that. So, you know, if you're one of those people who trying to avoid hurt and you're just out there settling for this casual kind of dating and casual kind of relationship in these situationships, you know, I hope that, you kind of, uh, you know, dig deep and say, hey, at the end of the day, what is it that I'm seeking and wanting for real? Because whatever I'm seeking and wanting, I should have it. Whether it's with this person or, someone new, and eventually to that person and I find each other, I'm not settling for nothing less than what I deserve. And we have to be able to communicate that for real. Um, let's see. Let's see what else I got to share, because I was trying to find that quote that I found y'all, but I can't find it. But these are some of the conversations that I've seen online that people have said. I started small, doing obvious things for anyone in my generation, by joining a dating app. So that's how the casual dating started. Some people started casual dating because they don't join the dating apps. And I'm not knocking dating apps, because I met my significant other on a dating app. And so, and I met him when I first got here to DC. And so, and at the time I met him, I met him the same weekend I met somebody else, and I chose the other person, and it didn't work out with the other person. And so for some reason he spent the block, which I'm glad he did. He spent the block and came back, and we started chatting, and I challenged him. I was like, you can go walk with me on the walking trail or whatever. So we had a casual thing in the beginning, like we can go work out and do that thing, and that was it until he finally said, I want to take you to dinner. Let's go to dinner, kind of thing. You know, and it was certain things that I was pleased with. So that's why I was like, yeah, you know, conversations that had been had or whatever. But once I decided that that's where I was leaning towards, like that's what I was going to allow to be pursued or whatever, the expectation was, it was met with the expectations. This is what I'm seeking. I'm not trying to be, if you out there trying to do your thing, go out there and do your thing and leave me alone, kind of thing, because that's not what I'm seeking. And so, so 1 year later, we have that understanding. We've had our time. We did have time apart from each other, and that worked well with us as well. So, sometimes you have to do what works for you. But at the end of the day, you still need to make sure that expectations are being spoke about. You put that out front, things are being said, conversations are being had, the respect factor is there. Because if you're one person seeking something and you think you're gonna change the other person's mind, like, oh, we're casual dating for now, but then you don't caught feelings and now you think you're gonna change that person's mind when their mind was already set in the beginning that this all it was gonna be is casual. You playing with yourself and you playing with fire with that. So have those conversations up front. So that way, you're not part of the casualties of casual dating. And then another one said, at first it was fun getting to pick from a catalog of possible partners. I thought that too. When I first started doing the dating apps, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. It's like you're like shopping. I did. I was like, it feels like you're shopping. You can get kind of pick and choose like who you don't like, that kind of thing. And that was bad, but that's one of the things somebody had said about casual dating and them, going out on dating sites. At first, it's like having fun picking, from a catalog of possible partners. And then another said, but after a few weeks, it started to feel like I had joined a rat race of single people, and all I was going to get was a participation trophy. Yeah, it gets tiresome. That's why people are so frustrated with the dating right now because they feel like they're in a rat race. Like everybody out there saying they looking for their person, but it's so many single people out there. Like how y'all all these people looking for their people or their person, but marriages are on the decline, because it can't be possible. All these single people out here looking for their person, looking to be in committed relationships and looking for marriage, but nobody's finding their people. It's because, they're casualties of casual dating. So, we gotta be intentional about what we're investing in. And if my time is an investment. If you're spending time with me and I'm spending time with you, that's an investment. So, so if I'm dating you, that's an investment. My time, my attention, all of that's an investment. And that's how you have to treat it. Otherwise, everybody don't get my time. Everybody don't get my attention. Everybody don't get access to me. So, and for the mere fact that people have access or whatever, that's why I can't do casual because I don't want everybody to have access to me. I don't want everybody to have access to my people or the people that's important in my life. So, and especially not my kids. So, so casual dating is not my thing because of that, because I treasure who has access to me and who has access to the people who are important to me. And so, I can't do the casual thing. But I'm not knocking all of you that make it work for you. And those of you who make it work for you and it's working wonderfully, I salute you because I'm just trying to, I'm trying to navigate and figure out how y'all are doing it, how y'all doing it so well because, it's on the incline. Marriages are declining and casual dating and casual relationships and situationships are on the rise. And I'm just like, what? Where is the old traditional, I want my forever thing, my couple of forevers and all this kind of stuff, that's going out the window. And we got to change that. We got to change the trajectory of like dating and how we look at it and how we respond to certain things and our expectations of what we're seeking. Because if we're not putting it out there, people can't respect what they don't, that's not put out there. I can't ask nobody to respect the things that, I desire and I wish and want to have if they don't know what it is. So, I got to put it out there. So, but I want to thank you guys for, you know, tuning in this week. Last week was talking about what are you seeking in relationships. This week we was talking about casual dating and our casual dating causing casualties. And if you thought about some of the things that you've experienced while you're out there dating and in one of those casual datings or situationships, just reflect on it. see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and if it's something you're not looking to be in long term, make sure you have that necessary conversation with that person or the person that you desire to seek a commitment or investment in. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to be in love. Be in love. I love love. I want everybody to be in love, to find a person. I'm a hopeless romantic. I like that kind of stuff. I like to see people happy, genuinely happy, or whatever. So, um, and when I see that, I like to know that everything is good and everything's gonna be good. So, but I just want to remind you, Jada did put at the bottom, click the link in the caption to apply for our co-host position. We're getting ready to revamp Chit Chat Podcast for our upcoming year anniversary in October. And so we're hosting interviews for a hosting panel of women to be added to the Chit Chat Podcast hosting panel, and you'll be able to be on the panel as a host. So it won't just be me. It'll be a host of women sharing in on different topics and conversations and different views. We surely hope that you'll be still engaging and chatting with us week after week with that. But if you're interested in interviewing to be a co-host for our panel, please fill out, click that link, fill out the document that's attached to that, and hit us back. We want to go ahead and interview people, get everything set up, because it'll be October before we know it. It's already August. So but we would love to have you. If you feel like you got that energy, you are engaging, you can talk and chat. Like, our motto, we chat all things women. So if you feel like you have that, we would love to have your energy on Chit Chat Podcast. And we would love to get an opportunity to chat with you and interview you for an opportunity to have one of those positions. So if that's you, you're interested, click the link in the caption and apply, or you can hit us up at chitchatpod@gmail.com, and we'll make sure you get the necessary document to fill out and get set up and interview for our interview times. But I appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week. Next week. I'll be on vacation, but we'll still be on next week. I'll be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, actually. But we'll still be on. But I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys checking in week after week after week. If you have not already followed us on Instagram, please follow us on Chit Chat Pod on Instagram, on YouTube. If you have not, you can subscribe to us on YouTube and go back and watch past episodes that you have missed. Please share with another lady, friend, girlfriend, or whatever coworker that you might have, because there's some great episodes that we have had that they might have not seen or whatever, and might be helpful and beneficial to them. There's some things we got coming up for our 1-year launch. I want people to be excited about it and be in tune to, and don't miss out on that. So if that's you, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow us. We would love to have you. And I thank those who are already following us and sharing in and chatting with us and engaging with us week after week. We appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one.